Columbusers found lithium reserves in Bolivia. Okay, I think that's spelled right. All right, let's see. Nope, doesn't look like Facebook want to do anything today. Hell no, hell no. I got a permanent live ban, which is okay. Okay. All right, let's get this going. Music going there. Let's put the title here. Columbusers. Columbusers. People who chastise Christopher Columbus, but they really are his energy. In Bolivia. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I saw a piece of it this morning. Uh-oh, VK's not working either. Oh, look, Facebook gave me a message. You were temporarily blocked from this action. Wait, what the hell is this? Live properties. Ooh, maybe they give me an excuse. What do they tell me? You got too much peace in your veins. Facebook live properties. Yeah, you're temporary blocked. Let me see. No. I just want to get off of this message screen. How about do that? Boom. Boom, boom. Oh, I guess I should. Let me go over to Facebook and let people know. Still can't get here. I don't know why. They some people don't want to come, which is good. Which is fine. Fine. Facebook right there. Boom. Get the link for YouTube and send it over. Good morning, people. All right. You finally found the reason. If you just wait, actually my mic is on. You always find out in the distance why the colonizers are doing what they're doing. Just look in the distance. You always find the reason. You always find it. The truth always becomes available and you're supposed to speak it. However, you can't say the truth, but oh so often. You can only say so much of it because it'll throw you in prison. People hate change. People hate change. People don't like to change at all. And if you live in a world where people hate change, if you try to change too much, they'll kill you. Good morning. All right. What am I doing? I need to bring the comments up over there, but I can go over here, find a link, put it over there. That's the only thing that's annoying about this change in setup. I'm being over there, but I can go over here. I have to take an extra step. That's the only thing that's annoying about this change in setup. Very annoying. Being over there, but why can't we just be free? Why can't we share? Well, sharing is too difficult. It means everybody gets a little piece of the action, and big families don't like that. Facebook, go to my feed, go to the button, press the button, and I'm not gonna keep doing this though. I'm not. You have to know where we are. You have to know where we are. You see, I don't want to go over to Facebook and post this so people know where I'm at. In the very near future, I will not be doing this. Columbusers found lithium reserves in Bolivia. I probably spelled that wrong. Bolivia. Bolivia. Now, I don't even know where Bolivia is. I don't even know where it is, but my country going over to steal something. They're going over to steal something. I don't even know where Bolivia is at. It's a good, but you know what? We were talking, who was I? I was hanging out with Gary this morning again. And we were talking about the Federal Reserve, the debt, 14 trillion, America's 14, actually, let me say it correctly. 14 trillion in debt, and it ain't mine. When the debt collector, when the international bankers call for that debt, I ain't answering the phone. I ain't gonna answer the phone because you got the wrong number. Let me move out the way so y'all can see the reason why we're going to Bolivia. And this we part, I mean, hang on with the we part. Ain't my debt. I didn't look at my shoes, look at my shirt, look at my pants, look at my car, look at my truck, look at my house. I didn't spend $14 trillion. It should be obvious, debt collector, international bankers, Rothschilds and Rockefellers, that I didn't actually borrow the money. And I don't consent. I never consented. But besides that, it was criminal activity. right? Because if you look at, where did I share that? I think I shared the wrong place. Hang on. Let me go back. You gotta be careful when you share stuff. You share stuff to the wrong page, you get some funny people. Actually, I don't even think they're people. I think a lot of the trolls now, they're just robots. But it ain't my debt. Ain't my debt, ain't my debt. It's not my debt. So I'm not really so concerned with, all right, here we go. I'm not concerned with the $14 trillion. Okay, there. All right, let's put it over on Sis's page. It's not my debt, $14 trillion. I didn't spend it, I didn't consent to it. And besides, when you really think about it, when they did this, 1913, 1933, when they bought America, slavery was outlawed. Slavery was banned internationally. You actually can't have a United States corporation. It's not even possible to have such a thing. Why? Because slavery was banned. And if slavery was banned, how can you have a model of a corporation where citizens are commodities linked to their social security numbers? Can't do that. It's called slavery. So somebody need to call the FBI. Someone needs to call the FBI and let them know that that $14 trillion ain't my debt and I ain't paying. I ain't paying it at all. Oh, you know what? We were talking about, we're thinking about this one. That's what Gary and I were talking about. The other thing is people like to ask, what's wrong with inner city kids? They think they're Democrats and Republicans, that's all. They think they're Democrats and Republicans and they think the next street over is Bolivia. That's what's wrong with kids. That's what's wrong with the inner city kids. That's what's wrong with all of them. They're mimicking the Democrats and the Republicans. They're mimicking this whole Columbus idea. They want to be you. They see you out there voting to rob and kill and loot other countries. They want to do it too. So they want to rob, kill, and loot other streets. That's what's wrong with them. The only difference though, is that the kids are kids. The kids are supposed to do dumb things. The kids are supposed to have gang mentality and, it's a sport for them. If you're born in the right place, it's a sport and that's what you do. But the adults, you think they'd know better. You think for a minute that they'd know better, but they don't. That's what's wrong with the inner city kids. They're mimicking Democrats and Republicans. And if you just wait long enough, the truth always comes out. So we need to go take a look at Brother Sanchez this morning. What is that? Who is that? Hi, Monica. Good morning. Welcome, sis. How you doing this morning? We're going to go over to, no, let me go over here. I just got a hint of it. They found lithium reserves in Bolivia. And that's why the Federal Reserve, these big corporations, somebody bought Bolivia. And the Democrats and Republicans are toppling it through the CIA to go give it to whoever their purchaser is. So Evo Morales, who is the president, by the way, he is the president. He's 100% the president. I don't believe in presidents. Personally, no, I don't have one. It has nothing to do with Trump. I'm just an adult. I'm a grown person. I don't need anybody's help. All right. Evo Morales is the president. He won on a 10% margin. 10% margin. And the last 6 United States presidents didn't even win on a 10% margin. So he is definitely the president of those people. That's who they want. I don't think that you should have a president, but they want a president. And he said a lot of hurtful things against America. 10%. And so someone bought him. Hold on, wait, let's go back. So, I remember the Energizer Bunny commercial. Hey, Trisha, yep, they found lithium reserves in Bolivia. So you got to take all them indigenous people and do some really bad things to them. You have to top of their government so we can loot the lithium. That's what's going on. They're looting lithium. Somebody bought it. Lithium is used in everything. Lithium is used in, you know what? Put it this way. Nikola Tesla invented the electric battery, right? And now that electric battery is in pretty much every damn house, every building, every car, almost every piece of electronic in this world. Nikola Tesla. But the problem is the battery technology sucked. Now lithium is a transformational jump, right? So now you got drones that can fly 3,000 miles and murder people. You've got killer robots that you can put in New York City. Giant killer bunny robots that keep on beating, and everybody knows who beats the longest. That's who wins the race. So that's why lithium's so important. It's used in everything, but mostly battery technology. So as long as you got that, and everybody wants to rule the world, Rothschilds and Rockefellers, and put all these countries in conflict with each other. Everybody wants the lithium, because if you got the lithium and it's cheaper, You're creating weapons of war cheaper. The other thing is it's the most lightweight metal in the world. It's the lightest weight. So it works really good in drones to come down and kill Americans. Not yet. They're gonna go kill everybody else first and kill most of them before Americans figure it out. Then they'll come down and kill them. But that's how it works, because people think, I don't know, they're gonna bring the lithium here. Because they're like the two schools of knowledge. Hang on, let me change the music. There are two schools of knowledge before we get into it. You've got the people who think that we're going to get the lithium for us, and they're like, they're okay, because it's like, we're a Christian nation. That's what they say. Most people who recognize Christianity. So you got two schools of knowledge here. You got the school of knowledge on this side that says, yeah, we're gonna go fight the war for Christ. We're gonna go kill a bunch of Christ kids in Bolivia and steal their lithium. Rob, steal, because thou shalt kill and murder. And they're proud of it, and they think that the Rothschilds and Rockefellers and Samsung or whoever energized or whoever's getting the lithium is gonna share it with them. And you got the other school of knowledge. It's like, well, they don't know. They just don't know. They have no idea. They don't read books. They don't, I don't know if they write. They don't think. I was thinking about that the other day, earlier this morning. If something, and I don't know what it is, if something is obviously dumbing down your population, if something is obviously making your neighbors stupider and dumber, if something, and I don't know if it's the chlorine in the water or the lithium NASA spraying out the sky, I have no damn idea, fluoride. I don't know if it's GMOs in the food, but if people are getting dumber and dumber, if you find it harder and harder to talk to your wife, harder and harder to talk to your husband that believes in this nonsense, harder to talk to your neighbors and friends, somebody's obviously dumbing down your society, you should stop trusting. That's all I'm saying. If they got the power to make people real stupid in the media and poison every means of sustenance, you should stop supporting. But in the distance, though, this is where I hope. I don't want to make it seem like it's negative. It's never negative. Information is always good. It's just information. What you do with it is good or bad. In the distance, if you see killer robots coming, I'm in the crowd, like looking in the distance. If you see in the distance, right there. If you see in the distance bunnies that can keep beating the hell out of a drum, do y'all remember the Energizer Bunny commercial? Young people, y'all know what I'm talking about. Energizer used to have a commercial. Don't make me play the commercial. We can go old school on it. Explain it to you. Energizer Bunny had a commercial, and everybody's gonna buy Energizer because the Energizer Bunny could beat the drum longer. And the other one stopped, Duracell or somebody, and the Energizer kept going, right? And so battery technology is everything when it comes to modern warfare. You have the lightest batteries, if you have the lightest drones, if you have the drone that goes the longest, 80% longer than the other Duracell drones, then Duracell is gonna be the slave. And that's it. But that's all that's happening in Bolivia. I'm gonna go, let's look at that this morning real quick. Because that's important. We're about to go and kill and murder and do whatever, and the president done fled. And people are like, yay, Bolivia's getting freedom. Bolivia is not getting freedom. Bolivia is getting looted by your Democrats and Republicans and people about to go out there and vote for it again. But I'm going on record, so I want the Federal Reserve and international bankers to know, when you call America and you're ready to collect on that debt, don't call me. Don't call me, because I ain't voting for it. I'm done. Okay? I'm not participating in your society anymore. I'm done with you monsters. Finished. Call me up. Hello, $13 trillion in debt. Is your name, last name Hay? No, it is Hay. First of all, you got the wrong last name, number one. I don't participate with these people, okay? I didn't co-sign on no loans with no bankers in 1913, let alone 1933, suspending the Constitution. You need to call Washington. I got the number right over there. It's 1-800. Now people say y'all when the bill collector called, they're like, oh, I know exactly where Itchy is. Itchy is number 677-544. I'm telling, I'm like to be like a Nino Brown. I have no interest in your debt. I didn't spend the money. I don't have none of it. Look at my shoes. Debt collector, does it look like I took $13 trillion on a credit card? Hell no, I don't. That's the United States Incorporated. That's not a government. It is a it's an entertainment department of something. With United States Corporation, you got the federal, it's called the federal government. They have a president, a Senate, and a Congress, and they're all departments. Oh, they got Supreme Court too. And they're all different divisions, department of this corporation. It has nothing to do with America. They actually dominated America. They've enslaved America. But that was illegal when they did that. So that's why I don't have anything to do with that. I'm an American citizen. And I don't even want to be that. But I'm that more than I have anything to do with the United States federal government. All right, anyway. I want to let Brother Sanchez explain what's happening in Bolivia. I didn't watch it, but in the first few minutes that I saw, he kind of explained what's happening. All right, let me see. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And just that woman somewhere down the line proclaimed herself a new president. Oh, yeah. I wonder who is backing her up. It's not even a question. We know exactly who's behind her. We know how many tanks, weapons, and bombs. It's the American sellouts. It's the sellout entertainment division of the United States corporation called the Pentagon. Well, no, it's not the Pentagon, because the Pentagon was outsourced. It's the office of the president, the Congress, and the Senate, and the Supreme. They sold the Pentagon out. They outsourced the military to go kill, murder people, and steal what they got. And so they're backing her, absolutely backing her. So there's no question that they're going to steal all that lithium. All right, but she's a female president. Is that what Trisha's saying? She's female, she has a vagina, so it's okay? That's what's wrong with identity. Identity will get you killed. But anyway, check this out. Identity will get you every time.
Of RT America in our nation's capital, this is the news
with Rick
Sanchez. Good evening. Tonight there is a major follow-up to a story that we have been covering for you. This is where this is happening. Look at these pictures. These are the sudden and somewhat unexpected violent protests that have broken out in Bolivia soon after Evo Morales was re-elected there. Now, we say unexpected because Morales won by a margin of more than 10%. And you know what? That's a big nut. And usually when a president wins by that much, it means he's genuinely popular. And it's not usually followed by people taking to the streets like you're looking at in this video. So what gives, right? Remember, Morales is more popular than the last 6 U.S. presidents, because you have to go back 35 years to the election of Ronald Reagan to find a U.S. president who won by a margin of more than 10%. Why then was there a sudden uprising? Why has a coup removed a popularly elected president? The answer has to do with the fact that Bolivia, we now learn, has vast deposits of lithium. And President Morales was blocking Western mining companies from exploiting the lithium deposits. See, Morales was arguing that if miners wanted access to the lithium in his country, they would have to share the wealth with the people of Bolivia by helping to fund social programs, for example. That did not go over well. Not with the miners, not with the bankers, not with the Western corporate interests.
Share. All right, now this is what you call, well, this is what the media is going to call socialism, the evil communism, the idea that the human beings are an ecosystem. Once again, I'm not a socialist, not a communist. I don't believe in their philosophies of giving everything to a king and lord to redistribute to the slaves. That's a bad idea. It's always worked out bad. I have no interest in communism, capitalism, or socialism. My interest certainly is we're an ecosystem. Share what's there, but bankers don't like to share. Samsung, I have a Samsung phone. That's why I can't talk. It's my Samsung phone. Everybody is involved in this slavery. You don't have a choice. If you're born in the West, you are a part of all of this. We are all sellouts. We're all hypocrites to a certain degree. But when it comes to what's happening in Bolivia, this is something that we have to stop, people. This is I still post on it. People get upset with it. I have no interest in voting because this is consent. When you vote, you are consenting to this. You are saying Christopher Columbus had some good ideas. It's a good idea to go to America and loot the land, the buffalo, the soil from and steal it from the people. That's what we're doing. You know. So anytime. All right, I'm just gonna put this here because if you didn't do your homework, if you knew. Go out and read Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Go out and read War is a Racket, and you will understand how this works. Anytime any president, prime minister, tribal leader, chief, anywhere in Latin America decides that he has the right to share the ecosystem with the people that live on it, America has to topple it. All right? Not America, I'm sorry, not America. United States Incorporated, right? That's why the bankers and corporations, the Rothschilds and Rockefellers, bought America. They bought it so they could do this specifically. Anytime resources become apparent and abundant and technology has changed, they go in and loot and steal it from the other creatures that live on that ecosystem. And they rape and pillage that ecosystem, right? The mining that requires to get the oil and these minerals is incredibly destructive to the land, right? Like to destroy a planet, you can't destroy a planet. You have to work real hard to destroy a planet. You're not going to destroy it. The planet actually doesn't care. The planet will reboot. But you can destroy a world. And then you can destroy a world. It's very easy to do. Very, very easy to destroy a world. You don't need Lex Luthors. You don't need that. All you need is a lot of big, mostly well-meaning, massive entities doing things around the world that most people agree with. Let's call it corporations. Let's call it cabals. Most people work for them. They bank with them. They have shirts and shoes and smartphones from these entities. And they can largely be well-meaning, creating new technologies. All they need is a teeny, weeny little piece of unsustainability. That's all it takes. Massive, endless corporations and industries doing a lot of good for a lot of people, but they just all have a little bit of what you call evil, what I'll call unsustainability, and it adds up, right? I don't think there are any evils. Like I said, I don't blame these families. I don't blame the corporations nor the industries. The problem is us. The problem is we continue to get along with this. We continue to vote for it and consent to it. I don't use the word vote too much. Consent. In the ways that we do. Consumerism is consenting. We're about to consent the hell out of all of this Christmas time. Christmas time right around the corner. People are already shopping. Christmas music is already out and decorations are going up. Consent. We consent to this nonsense. So if you're buying small electronics, you're buying the things that have batteries, then this is how we consent. It's not just voting, it's across the board. It's us that have to change the world. All right, so anyway, that's what we're doing. We're looting them. Confessions of an Economic Hitman, understand how it works. Colonization never stopped. It's just debt colonization now. This is why you do not have a government. This is why you need to stop voting for the corporation called United States Corporation so we can get an American government at some point in time.
But then, Morales did something that, well, it may have sealed his fate. Evo Morales turned to China. And they, in turn, accepted his deal to co-opt the mining of lithium by sharing the revenues with the Bolivian people. The deal makes Morales popular at home there in Bolivia, but in the process, say experts, he stepped into it, man. He stepped into that Cold War fray that's going on between the United States and China. Soon after that, he's elected. Then out of nowhere, there's a coup.
Nowhere.
And he's forced to flee the country.
No, we know where it came from.
So you got lithium deposits, bypassing Western mining companies, doing a deal with China, a military coup.
I gotta pause for a minute, because this is funny. Again, I'm gonna go back to the earlier comment. If people are dumbing down your society, stop backing the people doing the dumbing. And this actually falls on the right. The other one was on the left. Venezuela was on the left. Well, no, I guess the right and left before Venezuela. They're destroying Venezuela. Operation Libertad, we're going to help people. No, we're not. We're going to steal their oil for the Koch brothers. But this one was China. Because the first thing was the Russia hate, right? Russia racism. They got the left all discombobulated, hating Russia. So everything Russia was horrible. Although I guess they didn't really pour the Russian dressing down the toilet and down the sink and down the gutters like they did the French. You know, the French, when the French we had French racism, because the French were on the fence about blowing up Iraq, and so everybody was throwing out French fries and dumping French wines down the drain. They didn't do that to Russia because I don't think people like Russian dressing too much. I'm not big on Russian dressing either. Well, actually, I like it on what's the name of that sandwich? I get a vegetable one. I haven't had one of those in a long time. What's the sandwich got the Russian dressing? Anyway, I like it on that. I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in hating nations. So that was the left. the whole collusion with the election thing for a government that actually doesn't exist, the United States Incorporation. But this falls on the China hate side. This is the right. Like, it's always the left or the right. There's always ignorance somewhere. It's just, you can't avoid it. When your society's being dumbed down, you got to dumb down both sides. So they hate China. So of course, they'll agree with it the same way the left would if it had something to do with Russia, because they're supposed to hate China. And so they kick into that emotional racism. I watch it in the news all the time. I just usually the whites and the blacks, people who still think that the colors, but they tap into that racism, and they get this is how you break intellectual people. You make them racist. You make them emotional. It's like, oh, we can't let China have the resources. We got to go get it. You got to stop Chinese. And the reality is, like, they're not gonna share it with you anyway. It ain't for you. The only time they're gonna share that lithium with you is when they're done blowing up whatever nation they have, and they put it in the killer robots to come blow you up. That's the only lithium's gonna be shared with you, because you don't have a government. Oh my goodness. Well, another thing that kind of crossed my mind was homelessness. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this. I have so many friends that are, I guess, going homeless now. You know, and there's you know that you do not have a government when you got a homelessness apocalypse and you got a government that's still spending billions of dollars overseas. You ain't got a government. You don't have anything like you. What kind of a black-hearted organization? What kind of a cold, callous, not giving two halves of a damn do you have as an organization ruling you if you're homeless and they're still spending billions of dollars in other nations? Do you realize that slave masters love their slaves better than that? Do you realize that the slave masters took care of their slaves back in slavery days? They made them shacks. They made sure they had heat and firewood. They gave them days off. And you have a government thing that doesn't even give two damns about you. And we got a homelessness apocalypse happening in this nation. And y'all are off trying to impeach Trump. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional on this one, but it's real. It's affecting real people. And then on top of that, anybody think about the pets in it? Anyone think about the pets? Anyone think about y'all forgot about the house pets? You know, homeless people, you know they had pets, right? You know, when they had homes, they had dogs, they had cats, they had guinea pigs, some of them had livestock. What do you think's happening to those animals? Outside of it, because some people don't give two damns about the humans. Every time I post something about humans and bombing children, they're like, the animals, save the animals. What do you think happens to these animals? Huh? What do you think happens to these little shikapoos and pikachis and peekapoos and poodle rots and all of these things? They're being thrown away. Because when people are going homeless and they got children, they can't give two damns about the dog, right? So the dog is being put down, probably at prolific. You know what? They're probably in export business right now, sending dogs and cats overseas to other countries to eat them. If you got a homelessness apocalypse in your nation, your government don't get two damns, you have a house pet genocide. All right, I'm on a tangent. If it feels, it's real. If it feels, it's real. And that's what I feel. And that's why I get annoyed with all this. And that's probably the only reason I come out here and do it, and why I can't do it on Facebook no more. Because I'm not here to play. I'm here to talk about real things. I think you're supposed to take your privilege, whatever it is, and you're supposed to look down. I'm going to call it birth privilege, because everybody's privilege based on birth. You didn't do this. I'm sorry. This is where I agree with Barack Bomb, kill him, rob him, stealing, colonizer Obama. And that is, you didn't do that yourself. You were born into your privilege. You're supposed to take all that privilege that you have and look down to people beneath you that are doing worse off and do anything you can for them. That's why I do this. So I look down and I got all my privilege, all the things that I was able to put together, going to school, getting a degree, all of these things. And I look at people who are worse off. That's why I had to pause for a minute. Why? Because the people in Bolivia are about to be a hell of a lot worse off than I am. Most of them probably already are. The homeless in my nation are worse off than I am. The poor, the people who live under New York City, the people who live in San Francisco, that's who we're supposed to be looking out for. And that's why I can't get it with the voters. I love y'all to death. I really don't understand how your brain works. I don't understand. I don't understand how your heart works. I don't understand what has happened to your empathy. Why do you still believe in a fantasy world and blowing up other people to steal what they got and not do anything for the people that are starving in your own country? It boggles my mind. Willing to go create starvation in another nation, toppling it for the lithium that they're not even gonna share with you. They're gonna keep in these elite cabal circles, and then okay with your neighbor starving too. What the hell is this? Is what I'm saying. All right, I'm done with it. I'm gonna go ahead and let Sanchez finish it on out. It boggles my mind.
Are these nothing more than a collection of coincidental circumstances? Or, as President Morales and others allege, is it the work of the CIA?
Of course it is. They said
We'll
it was.
explore, present the facts, ask the questions you want answered here on the News with Rick Sanchez, where we believe it's time to do news again.
I'm gonna change that. It's time to have a heart and do news again. It's time to grow the hell up and read a book and do news again. I agree. This is why I love Sanchez. I love saying he because he speaks the truth. Somebody asked something about RT and when is it going to go away. RT, I think, will stick around. They might get rid of it eventually, but they say more truth than anyone else because I don't know. They don't say all the truth. You know, I disagree with some of the things that come out, but you're not allowed to say all the truth. You can't be truthful 100% of the time and have a voice and be popular. It's not possible. And it has nothing to do with politics or big media or any other nonsense. It has simply to do with people hate change. People are lazy and they hate change. People hate inconvenience is why they hate change. And so if you're speaking things that change their lifestyle too aggressively, they won't believe it. They won't accept it. They'll refute it. And so you can't say 100% of the truth, because if you say 100% of the truth, it means we need real change. We don't need fake change. We don't need fange. Then that's what voting is, fange. We don't need little baby creeping, crawling in the right direction. Not like that lie that cop out, they tell people, well, it takes a long time for the law to change. No, it don't. No, it don't. I tell you, overnight, literally, like that. Boom, you can change the law just like that. Any day, Democrats and Republicans and the tops of leadership can wake up and say, you know what, slavery is a bad idea. They can end mass incarceration tomorrow. They can do it any day they want. They don't want to because they're paid to do this. They are paid to loot other nations and they're paid to loot America. All right, let's let them finish. Time to do news again. Time to get a heart. Time to just get some sort of empathy somewhere in that cold, bloody
Here's
thing.
The list of the questions we think we'll be asking tomorrow. What is the real reason and who's really behind this coup in Bolivia?
The CIA already told us.
Will Turkish President Erdogan make good on his promise to repatriate Syrian refugees? Will President Trump and his perfect call lead to his impeachment? We got all of it covered, but we'll get...
I'm gonna stop for a second. I don't give two damns about the impeachment. I said it. I need to say it 8 more times, and I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't give two damns. I haven't even watched it. I don't even know why y'all want impeachment. I don't really care because you're stupid. I love you to death, but you're ignorant. You got people who need real help, and you're still worried about the president and his penis and whatever the hell is going on at some drama levels. Don't give two damns about that. He has nothing to do with what's wrong with the world. And besides the fact, I guarantee it's the same thing with every other impeachment. You want to impeach him because you want to do the things that he was doing. You want people who look like you, people who got your pen, your party, doing the same criminal activity as that administration. Every administration is a criminal administration for the simple fact that we don't have a government. You have a United States corporation. It is majorly in debt, and it needs to continue the wars and poisoning you to continue to make money. Otherwise, its organization, its slave colony called America will collapse. Right? That's why I say the 13 trillion ain't got nothing to do with me. When the debt collector calls, I'm gonna give him Washington's number, give him your number. You ain't calling me because I ain't spent none of that $13 trillion. That's the United States Incorporation. That's an illegal entity operating over the American people.
We're going to begin with what seems like a bombshell regarding the story that we have been following for you, the story out of Bolivia. The actions in Bolivia, the election of a popular president.
I ain't done. I ain't got one more. I'm just putting it Impeachment ain't gonna help a damn thing. I'm pissed off. I'm not pissed off, but I'm just like, stop. Impeachment ain't gonna change anything. The only thing okay, I'm lying. Impeachment is gonna change something. It is gonna change. It's gonna change 2 things. It's gonna change actually. All right, not 3. It's gonna change 3 things. Impeachment gonna change. It's gonna change 3 things. I give you that. It's gonna change the left butt cheek and the right butt cheek sitting in the chair in office in Washington in the Oval Office, blowing people up, robbing their resources. That's what it's going to change. It's going to change what it looked like. Going to change that with left butt cheek, right butt cheek, and the ego of the morons who were still up to this activity. It was stupid when they tried to impeach Clinton. It was stupid when they tried to, then they tried to impeach Bush. It was stupid when they tried to impeach Obama, and it's stupid now. It's dumb as, it's not going to change anything. These are dramatic, days of our life guiding like General Hospital, dramatic, dumb things that they get adults focused on where people need real help in this world.
Followed by a coup seemed suspicious enough and in keeping with what appears to be a covert operation following the model of what the CIA has done in places like Syria, for example, as we showed you last night. But now, with revelations of huge deposits of lithium and a brewing deal with China, the story seems to have shifted, right? And questions need to be asked. And that's why we're here. It's why you depend on us. And it's why News with Rick Sanchez special correspondent Michelle Greenstein has set out to ask the questions that you want answered. What'd you find out?
Now, first off, let's be clear. The coup, U.S.-backed in Bolivia, is not just about lithium, right? Morales has already nationalized both the oil and natural gas industries, and he's also been an ardent critic of so-called interventionist policies in Latin America and elsewhere. So there are a number of reasons why elements of the U.S. national security state might want him out of power.
He's not a Washington favorite, is he?
No. So he did exactly what Chavez did. He gave the ecosystem back to the creatures on the ecosystem that need it. He gave the oil back to the humans. He gave food to the humans. He's giving things back to people. Now he's doing it again in the whole model of going through government. I got a problem with that. But the reality is it's a step in the right direction. It's called sharing. He did Christian things. There you go. How about that? He did what Chavez did what Christ said to do, which was to feed the people and take care of each other. Right? And that's the problem that the United States Antichrist has with Chavez and now this guy.
That's right. But the lithium element is definitely worth examining. For one thing, smartphones, laptops, electric cars, all of these run on these lithium-ion batteries. Almost half of today's lithium is mined for these battery-related purposes. And the demand for these batteries is going to rise as power grids and highways become more and more incorporated with these battery-powered techs, like especially because electric vehicles are going to be very much on the rise within this century. In fact,
and 5Gs. And because electric vehicles and self-driving cars need 5Gs. So do swarming robots. So do killer robots. So do robots used in California, what was it, LA, to chase the homelessness off the street. So do swarming drones. You need lots of lithium.
Stratfor said that lithium-ion batteries are the gold standard in battery technology today. And because it's such a light metal, it lets these electric cars, which are becoming more and more prevalent in our, increasingly digital society, store more energy and drive longer distances. So let's talk about the connection between Bolivia and lithium, right? Bolivia actually boasts the world's largest untapped lithium resources. It's estimated to hold as much as half of the world's lithium reserves. And in the past, there's been international and U.S. interest in mining lithium and extracting lithium during the 80s and 90s, but to no result, right? Bolivia, to this day, really still only allows state-owned firms to extract their lithium. So let's think about the timing of this U.S.-backed coup, right? Because in the beginning of November, Morales actually canceled a lithium project with a German company called ACI Systems Alemania. And this is what you mentioned earlier in the show. And Morales overturned this order to permit this $250 billion deal after weeks of protests from the actual people of Bolivia, from large segments of the indigenous community who did not want this deal to go through. But this is a deal that would have allowed the country to work with Germany to develop these lithium deposits for electric car batteries. Now, interestingly enough, ACI Systems is the company that supplies batteries to Tesla. And after this coup, after the weekend, Tesla's stock, guess what? It jumped up. So Tesla stock rose on Monday. And then on Tuesday, Elon Musk tweeted this. Let's take a listen. He said, here he is saying that he's going to have this new gigafactory being built in Germany just outside of Berlin, and also that this new facility will build batteries, powertrains, and vehicles.
Alluding.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly it. They don't even hide it. They don't even hide it. You just put it right in front of your face. They put it right in front of your face. This is why I'm saying cabals run. Well, actually, I'm not saying it. I ain't that smart. Cabals run everything. They already knew what was going on. They knew where they were going, when they were going to get there. And finally, when the jig was up, and they knew that whoever bought Bolivia was going to pull all of that lithium out, all of these technology companies are getting ready to go. They don't even hide it from them. But the problem is they put it in plain sight. And most people like to look at something, like, that saying, how the saying goes, the best place to hide things are in plain sight. You just put it right in front of you. And people will never believe it. They'll never believe it because it's right there and it's too damn logical. They'll refuse to believe it. But that's how this world works. These decisions are made on golf courses And I don't know, on the moon, in the Pentagon, wherever they are, these families and big corporations, they all get together and they decide where are the resources. All right, now where do we go get them? Or how do we go get them? And we got to come up with an excuse to get the people who are stupid as a bag of bricks to go along with it. And then they do it. And then they all speak on it. It's like this, okay, the example of the inner city kids would be, that's why I say that the politics is just for big children. For big children. It's because it's like, I don't know, you got two gangs in the neighborhood. I don't know, say they call them the Bloods and the Crips. Say they're young people. I don't know. They're born in scarcity and starvation. Or we can say it the other way. Let's say it's the skinheads and, I don't know, white nationalists or something. Poor kids born in trailer parks. You can say it all kind of ways, the triads, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. Or the MS-13 born in Venezuelan ghettos, and not Venezuela, where'd they come from? Honduras, something like that? Born in artificial scarcity. They didn't have the things that they need. They were growing up, they watched it, they didn't have a bag of beans and have a window to throw it out, pot to piss in, none of that stuff. And all of a sudden, the gang get together, have a meeting, and say, you know what? We done heard down the street. Y'all remember that? Y'all know that Miss Johnson, Miss Bolivia, she done won the lottery. She done won the lottery. See, this is what happened to Bolivia. Now Bolivia is like a shining star because all the technology companies need to rob it. And so they all get together and decide they want to go rob it. Same thing with kids. The only difference with the inner city kids is when they do it, they're doing it because they're starved into acting wild and violent. You got these political parties in Western nations that do it for greed. They do it because it's stupid. They do it because they're ignorant. They do it because their people don't realize that it's not being shared with them. They do it because the people who actually vote for this nonsense, they don't have families in those nations. That's why they do it. They see their young kids who are safe and healthy, and they drop them off at daycares. They go to work for these big corporations, and they go off to pull their levers to vote, and their kids are safe. You don't live in America, we have these webcams. We have webcams in daycares now. Did y'all notice in other countries? So we can go to work now and sit here and pull up the webcam just to make sure our babies are safe. We can pull it up on our smartphone. We can go to the internet just to make sure nobody's hurting our babies. Just to make sure there's no daycare having a fight club with our babies. Just to make sure we have baby privilege. We have baby cam privilege. And don't give two damns about what's happening to babies in other nations because we work for those corporations and our retirement is based on them. You see how this works? That's what I'm saying. They put it right in plain sight. They don't hide none of it.
To the fact that, based on what you just said, that this new government that may be installed by the West in Bolivia will now do the deal that the West wanted.
Right, will perhaps be more open to that deal, exactly. Right. And it's interesting because we have to think about the big picture here.
Okay, so you're gonna talk about the big picture. I got stopped because Patricia said something real quick. I'm trying to read the comments as I go. Yes, Fight Club. You're laughing, but it's real. Go ahead and do a search on the internet for baby fight club, toddler fight club. Look up daycare fight club. Literally, daycare providers are doing what your Federal Reserve is doing. Literally. That's a real thing. They get the kids together and they let them fight and they film it and they were uploading the video. They got caught in a couple states doing it. They doing it, but you know what? Like I said, as crazy as that sounds, how crazy is it really? We do it to the gangs through scarcity. You know, the daycare providers, if they put the two babies together just to watch them fight two toddlers, how different is that than a government that puts two poor communities together and pits them against each other to fight? Two political parties, puts them together, pits them to fight. Or even at higher levels, puts it China and America at each other, get them to fight. Everything is Fight Club. This is all gaming. This is why consciousness is the only way out. But it's real talk. It's a real thing, Patricia. It is not fake, literally. They're doing the daycare providers doing the same thing these Democrats and Republicans are doing, the Federal Reserves are doing, the central banks are doing, and the families above them, how they fight each other. They're always because if you can put people in conflict, you can rob them blind. And on multiple levels, we're in somebody else's matrix.
I mean, if you're looking at where the digital economy is going in the next few decades, smart vehicles, the smart grid, all of these technologies are going to be relying more and more on batteries, right? They're all battery powered. Mm-hmm. So the German Mineral Resources Agency actually just came out with a report saying that the demand for these lithium batteries for electric cars alone could rise up to 33% every year until 2025. And the World Economic Forum's Global Battery Alliance just put out a report 2 months ago saying that with this steep increase in battery demands, the lithium supply will need to increase 6 times between now and 2030. prosperity.
Well, what's interesting here is if you look at this historically, and please, any one of you out there, Google right now, United Fruit Company, Google Standard Oil. The history of Latin America is fraught with those two particular companies and the U.S. going into countries in Latin America and essentially bigfooting the resources of those countries,
right,
taking all the money, all the wealth, extracting it, and leaving the people with very little.
Get them. Does that sound like conspiracy theory to anybody? Does that sound like conspiracy theory? It does if you didn't do your homework. It does if you don't know how the world works. It does if you don't realize why Chiquita bananas in every damn grocery store all over America, probably all over the Western world. Why? Because they hired SWAT teams. They hired, and this was proven in court, right? They got caught. They had to pay some amount of money for all the people that their death squads murdered. Chiquita banana. And you can't go, you know what? I got a Chiquita banana. I put in my smoothie every damn, because I hate it. I don't have a choice. I go to the grocery store. The only bananas I can buy are Chiquita bananas. Why? Because they did the whole U.S. fruit and Latin America going back to the 1950s, stealing land to plant banana plantations. Rick Sanchez just told you about. This is real talk. This is real. This isn't the fake news. This is the real news. You want people to lie to you? You need to go to CNN, ABC, Fox, MSNBC, and the rest of the colonizer Columbus news, and they'll lie to you that, oh, we're going to help people. No, we go murder people, steal their land and their resources. This is what I'm saying. You don't actually have to know what happens if you know the schema for the world. If you already know and you read these things, the dry trees, you call these things called books. If you actually read them, you will know how your world works. So when this kicks off, we said it 4 days ago. When this happened, what Evo's on the run. He's on Morales. A Latin American president left his country and is on the run. You know who's chasing him. It's the CIA. There's no question about that. You know who destroyed. You already know that he did something for his people, and you already know that some corporation bought his nation. You know, and it's probably a group. I'm not gonna say it's one company. This is why you can't have big business in this world. You can't have monopolies. Because they get together and somebody will buy the lithium, somebody will buy the oil, somebody will buy the gold, somebody will buy the whatever. And they all coltan and they all get together and they buy the politicians. You buy the politicians, but we got to get both parties, because if you get one party, we may not get it done. So we got to get the Democrats and the Republicans, buy them enough, get them on TV, buy the media, get the media talking about how bad things are happening. Morales is a bad guy and Chavez is horrible and socialism doesn't work and their economy's falling apart, and get dumb people to believe it. And then you got a business plan. You got a business plan based in dripping bloody murder, which is gang mentality, which is what kids do in every gang in every poor neighborhood all over this world. They mimic your ignorant government. The only difference is they do it out of scarcity. Your government does it and gets away with it because we are ignorant.
So this guy Morales comes along and says, look, I'm willing to deal with you guys, but you got to leave a little on the table for us.
And he would argue that the deal would have to benefit the Bolivian people too, and it can't just be these foreign investment firms, right? And now you even mentioned Bolivia choosing to work with China, right, in their extraction of lithium. And it's not just about Bolivia, you know, claiming its own national and natural resources. It's also about the decision to work with China, because there are a number of reasons that the U.S. government may be against this, right? Not only would this strengthen Bolivia, but it would also strengthen China, which is our main, you know, so-called rival, economically at least, by allowing China to diversify its imports. So there are a number of reasons that the U.S.
And the last thing we want to do is give China more rare earth minerals, as you have stated, right?
Especially because China right now is, you know, it looks more and more every day that China is positioning itself for global economic dominance in cell phones and the electric car industry. And so Bolivia's decision to work with China contributes to the strength of this emerging multipolar world. And as you and I have reported many times in the past, there are certain elements in the U.S. national security state that may not want that.
So I know you can't nail this down because you're not in the head or you don't have the paperwork or the documents of the CIA, but it does appear that China deal was almost like a bridge too far, right?
I mean, all you have to do, obviously this is speculation, neither of us have inside knowledge, but all you have to do is look at the timing.
Exactly, and it certainly looks like somebody made a decision to take him out, and he's out. Good stuff, Michelle, as usual. Thanks, good reporting. A lot.
Good stuff, good reporting, horrible, real talk. Real talk, watching the thread and Lori kind of speaking about her son. So, that's why we do this. This is why we do this. This is why we do this. Because this isn't, we're not talking about monopoly money, right? Fiat currency is monopoly money, but there are real lives that are murdered for this, right? This is all about greed, massive corporations, And when it becomes so obvious that you don't have a government, that you have rulers and dominators, that people die miserable death. You know what? When I look at what Lori's typing about her son being homeless multiple times at the age of 32, paid his taxes, had grandparents paid their taxes, mama paid her taxes, daddy paid the taxes, family paid the taxes. All of his relatives invented all the technology that's being used by these massive corporations to go murder people. This is real talk. How do you make it right? Somebody who was just born in the world, who just wanted to live in this ecosystem and have the rights of a cockroach, the rights of a damn bug. I don't know how the Loris of the world make it. This is part of why I have so much respect for women. I have no idea how you guys birth babies and remain calm as you do. Remain calm as you do. Sitting here and watching trillions of dollars just flow out of this country to go murder other people elsewhere while the people here starve and die. That takes a level of strength that I don't have. I don't have that. I think that's Kelly talking about it, because men, we don't have that. No, we don't have that ability to just suck it up and I'm gonna go ahead and let some bad things happen and I'm gonna be patient, wait for it to happen. Like all the women on this planet, we're gonna be patient, wait for the patriarchs to stop abusing and dominating us. I don't know how y'all do it, but I have so much love and respect for that you do it, because it's allowing us time to rediscover consciousness. It's allowing us time to really process and empathize with those people who leave this planet way too early. And they were just born here and they just wanted a fair shot. They just wanted they were born on soil and they just wanted to be able to eat the food and drink the water and have a house and live a life like any other insect on this damn planet, let alone a human being born to a species that has technology to make sure everybody's okay. All right, not gonna go too far down that road. I have so much respect for people who can be patient and tolerate this nonsense. I really don't. People say I'm patient. I don't have the patience. I don't. I have to shut it off. I'll do this for a minute, then I gotta shut it off, because men, a lot of us don't have it. We get aggressive, we become the whole Sean Johns. Again, but this is why you have inner city violence. That's what's wrong with the kids in the inner city, is they're being starved into warrior gene conflicts. And who do they fight with? The same people that the Democrats and Republicans do, each other. You fight with whoever's closest because you gotta get it out. You gotta burst out. The same reason when the wife comes home, she had a bad day at work, or the husband comes home, he didn't have a bad day at work. You hurt the ones you love. You hurt the ones that are closest to you. You know, this is the problem that you have with the blacks and the whites, the people who still think the colors, fighting with each other because because they don't understand that they're being played against each other. But two, you hurt whoever's closest to you. And that's why, you know what, those of you who aren't in these little fake struggles, you know, just try to have patience. Try to have patience like Lori and these women. Just, you know, sit back and say, you know what, I get that you're upset. I get that you're aggressive and you're mad and you're angry, but I didn't do this to you. You know, I didn't do this to you. You know? And let those people hopefully get to a point where they can start to see from a 30,000 foot level that everybody's being played against each other. Because that's the only way we get out of this. We only get out of this together. I think this is the end of the
A lot of really interesting stuff there.
Very interesting.
Tonight, Turkey is front and center in our nation's capital.
All right. But I think that's where we have to resonate, people. We have to start resonate in an empathetic way. We need to start resonating in a very positive way. We need to stop with the negative energy and negative resonance. I tell you, I have so many friends I can't even really talk to. I'll start a discussion and I kind of walk away from it because I can't resonate in that negativity. When you got people who need help and we don't help them, you have people who are homeless and we don't build homes for them, and we know we can do it for almost free. We stole resources from all over the world. We can actually help them as opposed to rob them. All right, what do we got? New pics of changing seasons on Mars. Okay, I gotta click on that because that's just who I am. I have to click on that because Earth 2 is not being shared with you. I think our government's lying. I think that the whistleblowers are correct. I think that they've been to other planets. I believe that congressman that told me we got starships been going out there for the 8. I believe the 1,000 whistleblowers who saying they're lying about technology, that all the lithium, the battery technology and all of that, that's our world. They keep us in conflict over the things in our world, and our elites have like Elysium. They have endless energy and the patents that they're hiding and refuse to release in Washington. I believe all of that. So I got to click on this. Why? Because we only got one planet. Earth B, you are not invited to. you will not be getting an invitation to Earth B. If there is an Earth 2 and they find it, you will not be allowed to go. The same way you were only allowed to go to America from Europe if you were a slave. Okay?
NASA's curiosity.
So before we click on this, before I hadn't even watched it. Oxygen. Does that say oxygen on Mars? You know what? I'd like to pretend that I'm surprised. I'm not. I'm kind of laughing, a little happy, because I saw this a long time ago. If he's going to say what I think he might say, right? You have people who are saying, nope, there is oxygen on Mars. There's water on Mars, and there's life on Mars. And I haven't heard anybody say it's people on Mars. But you had the whistleblowers who've been saying this for a long time. And then the changing season on Mars, we did that in a video 2-3 years ago, where you saw the trees on Mars and the bushes, and people said, that's not trees and bushes, that's oil and some rust and and whatever else it was. And they said, no, it's trees and bushes. Why? Because with the changing seasons, you saw them changing in color. You saw them changing in shape. So we know there's vegetation on Mars. We know there's life on Mars. They just aren't telling you that, and you believe TV. That's why I'm saying there's a real reality, and then there's fake reality, freeality, and it's free. Comes to you every day in your mass media. So anyway, I don't know what he's gonna say. This isn't a surprise to me. Your government lies to you. That's what they do. It's their job, right? Because they're not a government. They are an entertainment division of the United States Incorporated, and they're lying to the whole world about every damn thing. And there are thousands of whistleblowers who will tell you that.
Rover has made a new discovery during its mission.
It's not new.
Oops, almost dropped that. Its mission to Mars. The SUV-sized vehicle has been roaming the red planet since 2012 to learn about its environment and to find out whether it can actually sustain life. It's interesting stuff, huh?
No.
Here now
Not
is
job.
RT's Brigida Santos with the story.
For the first time in history, scientists have measured seasonal changes in the gases above the Gale crater on Mars. NASA's
It was on YouTube like 10 years ago.
Curiosity rover has been analyzing the air over the 96-mile-wide crater since 2012. So far, the 6-wheeled robot has observed 2 potential signs of life: methane and oxygen. A new study reveals that methane levels in the crater rise significantly during the summer months, with oxygen showing a similar pattern. What this means, though, remains a mystery. All this tells scientists is that there's an unknown atmospheric process at work. Still, the data helps them better understand how the surface and atmosphere interact on Mars. Curiosity is not yet equipped to find evidence of life on Mars, so scientists still don't know whether oxygen or methane there were produced by living creatures.
Oh, they know.
The rover's main objective is to find out whether Mars's environment may have hosted ancient life in the past, which
You know, it's easy when you use common sense. It's hard when you use the news. It's so easy when you use common sense. Everything's an ecosystem. Everything's interrelated and it's all ecosystem. Think of panspermia. Life is all over the galaxy. Why? Because life is all over this planet. Every time you say, well, you know what, ain't no life in the next land. You go to the next land, it's life. So, well, you know what, ain't no life in the ocean. Finds life all the way down to the depths of the ocean. So you know what, ain't no life in the next continent over. There's life over there. You know what, ain't no life in lava. Kids, life just can't live in it. There's life in lava. So, you know what, there can't be a carbon-based, every life form has to be carbon-based, and they found silicone-based life. So, come on. Okay, life is literally everywhere. Everything is a planet out in these solar systems. The suns expand, it contract, they get warm, the water melts. We know there's water everywhere. Okay, at any point in time, when it contracts, well, how can life live when it's frozen? Well, because when the sun contracts and the planet freezes, it goes underwater. The same place the big sharks go, okay? The same place that the megalodon went, the same place that the kraken or whatever, these giant squid and all this they just go down deep. Every planet out there has a subterranean ocean. There's life everywhere. You don't have to wait for NASA to tell you. You know that they're lying. They're not that dumb. These are astrophysicists and things I can't even spell and pronounce. They didn't have degrees, and if they're that dumb. See, you know what? See, I'm always suspicious, right? This is why I'm suspicious of people with like glasses and they don't have the pocket protectors no more. Because you know what? If I know you're smarter than that, and you're talking down to me like I'm dumb, and I know that you ain't telling me everything, I don't trust you. I won't trust nothing. And this is what I'm saying, like the politicians, same damn thing. You know the currency's collapsing. You ain't dumb. You're not stupid. You can, even on the mainstream media, they talk about it. No analyst is saying the currency ain't good. The currency's collapsing. The whole world is running from it. Okay? Price of coffee and green beans about to hit $5 a bottle, $5 a can. There's going to be an apocalypse in America, and it is going to suck. It's going to suck. But your politicians aren't talking about it. Why? Because they got bunkers to go to. They all own land. They got a little more privilege than you. They're going to be okay. You're not. All right? I don't understand the division anymore. I don't understand the divide and conquer. I don't understand why y'all even tune into this impeachment or any dumb things. I don't know why anyone still thinks that Trump is the Antichrist or he's Jesus come again. Stupid. Bad times are coming. You can go out there and cast that lever, keep voting for United States Corporation instead of America, instead of the land that you live in, instead of for your neighbors. Your neighbors are going to eat you later, okay? They're gonna eat you. They're gonna eat you. I'm just saying, like, you know, you can go vote, cast your vote. We're gonna stop you. Just keep arguing on social media with these people that you gotta live next to. When they don't have food, they don't have beans, they don't have rice, they're going to eat you, okay? That's they're going to take you, they're going to cut your leg off, put you in a pot and stew you up. So I was voting, I thought they was going to help us. They ain't never helped you. They don't care about you. Their job is to get you to focus on anything dramatic so the corporations can take all the money. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's just simply economics, all right? Don't trust NASA and don't trust people who you know better, who act like the stupid.
Which could potentially make it inhabitable in the future. Over the past 7 years, Curiosity has given us some amazing images of Martian terrain and even provided a view of our own planet and the moon. And of course, no photo shoot would be complete without a selfie. This October, Curiosity strung together 57 individual images, so we here on Earth could look back at it on the beautiful red planet. In Los Angeles, for the news with Rick Sanchez, Brigida Santos, RT.
What is it made out of? Lithium. That's what it's made out of, lithium. All of these spacecraft that we're putting up in space, while homeless people can't even have tents. And when they have tents, they don't even get to live in them because you ban them from London. You don't let them put tents up around the city. Anyway, that's the ridiculous that we're into. I'm gonna see if there's anything else on here that looks mildly important. Yeah, human beings are resilient, somebody just said. Yeah, we are resilient. We're a resilient bunch. We are. We know how to make foot stew. We know how to make eyebrow salad. We are resilient. Somebody always makes it. It's not the nicest people. We are innovative. We are innovators. No question about that. We know how to mix butt cheek and elbow and make a good stew when we have to. We'd rather do rabbit, but we'd rather do some tomatoes, but they'll do you if need be. Stop voting against poor people. Poor people, I know. They'll sit back and they'll wait and they'll be patient. They'll be patient for a minute. When that currency collapses, enough about that, bad things gonna happen. Bad things always happen. You're either preparing for them or you're acting ignorant over what you can take from the other political party. All right. And they won't share with you anyway. Venice floods worse in 50 years, several dead. Yes. Well, yes, it's worse it's been in 50 years, and the flood levels, I believe, are the second highest that they've been. Waters are rising. They're always rising. It's either that damn harp ship or it's the climate's changing, because the climate's always change. But government can make them worse with weather satellites that LBJ done told you about, and so did JFK before they killed him. Leave Syria to Russia, Turkey and Assad, West Point. Well, yeah, West Point. My issue with you guys is you're supposed to be doing defense and you're not. You're doing offense. You should know better. You should be, well, yeah, the veterans come back and say it. The people going in don't say it. And the people training them. You know that you were there for the defense of America, not for the destruction and looting of other nations for lithium, oil, and other things. Russia shouldn't be over there, but Russia's gonna be over there. Why? Because we're over there. They're gonna do what we do because we do it. China's gonna do what we do. If we act like Columbus, the rest of the world's gonna act like Columbus. U.S. hegemony. All right. China deal on lithium reserves in Bolivia. We just did that. Debate. Ooh, debates are always fun. They never about anything important, but they're always fun. What we learned from impeachment hearings. I didn't learn anything. I haven't watched it. I might watch it for comedy. I haven't watched it because I really don't care. I don't care because they're liars, they're hypocrites. But you know what? I'm going to play it just because it's the simple fact that if you play it, people will watch it like, oh, we're talking the impeachment. We're going to save the world by impeaching the president. The shame is they play this episode every season of America. They play it every season of election. It's not anything new. But I want to see if I can get some highlights.
So to dive right in, we get to the 360 view from our
comedy.
political panel. Former Florida Democratic Party Chair Mitch Caesar and Ned Ryan, CEO of American Majority. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen.
Good to be with you, Scotty.
Okay, I know both of you just had your popcorn. You were all snuggled in this cold, well, maybe not you, Mitch, in Miami, but you were on the beach with your margarita watching today's hearings that have literally gone all day. And so, Mitch, I've got to start with you since you guys were the ringleader of what might consider a circus or a show, ringleader of the show. Were you happy with how today went?
I really was, because you put on the first two witnesses who are beyond credible. They are not never-Trumpers, as has been asserted. They are basically totally non-political. They're career people. They're people with impeccable credentials. And they said that they had problems from what they saw, from what they heard, from what they witnessed. And that is a problem. And that is what the committee's about. It's to go through investigations first, then hear from witnesses publicly, as they're doing now, and do that over time, and eventually goes to the Senate to be tried. What I'm concerned about is that Republican senators, who in fact are the jurors in this case under the Constitution, are saying, well, I'm not watching, I'm not paying attention, I've already made up my mind. That's not doing your duty and following the Constitution. There was enough direct evidence that President Trump and the phone call were correct, and has been verified and re-verified and re-verified, people even with more and more direct knowledge.
And for some reason, I think, Ned, you're going to disagree with it. And actually, I had your Twitter feed pulled up where you retweeted somebody who pointed out that Bill Taylor was a career official, and he served for many years as politically appointed legislative aide to U.S. Senator Bill Bradley, a Democrat from New Jersey. How did you view today? I imagine it's going to be opposite, probably a little bit different from how your friend there sees it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was the clown show that I thought it would be, starting with that exchange between Jim Jordan and Adam Schiff, where Schiff claimed he had no knowledge of the whistleblower while he's threatening investigations to any Republican that uses his name. And for that whopper of a lie, Scotty, the Washington Post gave him 4 Pinocchios. But really what I saw today, some of my biggest takeaways were that Kent and Taylor weren't actually witnesses. All they were purveyors of hearsay. They had no direct knowledge, were not actually direct witnesses to much of anything. And really what this is all about, and really what the last 3 years have been about, whether it's crazy Russian collusion conspiracy theories or this, is that it's over policy disagreements between bureaucrats and the President of the United States. Really the other thought I had, Scotty, is that Festivus came early, that these self-important bureaucrats had an airing of grievances over policies with the President of the United States. And the fact of the matter is, there was no quid pro quo. There was nothing impeachable. In fact, Representative Ratcliffe asked both Kent and Taylor, was there anything on the July 25th call that you considered impeachable? And neither of them said yes. And I think what's going to be interesting is if the committee does again call Fiona Hill or Vindman and all these other witnesses, they have to be thinking. I think that Jordan and Ratcliffe especially dismantled anything that Kent and Taylor might have brought to the table. And if those are their star witnesses, it's not going to get any better for Adam Schiff moving forward.
But at the same time, Ned, since, it seems like the holiday armadillo, since we're talking about Festivus at this stage, it seems like they did bring a present to the Democrats, and the fact that all day long, this has been on every major news network, and it's going to re-air tonight all night. So at this point, the Democrats are actually getting a very good win for them, showing that, they get to present their case that has not been happening behind closed doors. Can you give them at least that one?
I will say
yeah,
this.
No, I mean,
I'm getting dizzy from all the spin, and the spin and spin means it's not accurate. When you can't defend the facts.
All right, I'm done. That's my cue. I can't do it anymore. I'm losing my mind. Rule of thumb. I don't give 2 damns about if a president broke the Constitution if you're not following. That's what I don't. I'm sorry. I agree with poor people all day long. I agree with the middle class and the lower class educated people, the ones who actually read books. I don't give two damns if a president broke any. First of all, if you haven't been following the Constitution to begin with, and you got an FBI, a CIA, a Department of Education, you're trying to take guns from people, and you're not actually there for the American people, you're not actually using the resources and the technology and the robotics to actually be for the betterment of the people, you're using it for corporations to rob other nations, you can go to hell. All the way, just go all the way. I ain't gonna see no pee, nothing. I don't care. I don't care. If you don't respect me, I think Sister Deb, in fact, Deb Della Piana, she just posted a video. She's got a pop-up. And she got videos, she called them shut the F up. I can't say that, but I'm gonna say this. If you don't give two damns about my Bill of Rights, and you've got a military industrial complex and a slave plantation called mass incarceration, you can go all the way to hell. I really don't care what you guys say about anybody else. You're a hypocrite. So I'm not interested. And it's funny to me, they said they play this on every news station. I had to watch it because I don't watch it. I'm not interested. I don't watch that channel. I don't watch the Lion channel. I know they just lie to people and the media is designed to get everybody upset. And I know if you're not processing this and it's like, why aren't you upset? You should be upset. It's because you got to energize a bunny right here. That's why I'm not upset. I know whether it's Trump in office, it's Obama, it's Oprah, it's JFK, it's Bernie, it's Kamala, doesn't matter who it is. Ron Paul, could be anybody. I love Ron Paul to death. Doesn't matter if you got two butt cheeks in the sitting in the United States Corporation Entertainment Division, Office of the President, Advertising, Marketing Department, they gonna send a giant Energizer bunny to kill all us. That's what I know. That's what I know. That's what I know. Why? Because they've been doing it from the beginning of time. They haven't changed their model. They're still doing it. Okay? So yeah, I really don't care. I think it's oh my gosh. I'm gonna go back to my earlier statement. If you have two political parties dumbing down the population, you need to be careful. You need to be aware. You need to save seeds. You need to plant some raspberries. Bad things are coming. Really bad things. Because they don't want people stupid because they're going to do something good. Okay? The Democrats and Republicans want people stupid because they're going to do really, really bad things. Oh, that brings a quote to mind. Y'all remember the kid who said that on the news? I think he said it on the news so I can play it. They like to do bad things. Y'all remember the bad things kid? Is he on here somewhere? He said he liked to do bad things. This is Democrats and Republicans, is that? He liked to do bad things.
At Farmers Insurance, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything.
Even a not-so-handy monster.
That's Bert. No, was that Ernie?
Letarian Milton is not your typical 7-year-old. Few his age.
Nope, he's not your typical 7-year-old. He is a Democrat and Republican in training.
You've ever driven an SUV up and down several busy streets. It all started at his mother's townhouse. Letarian says he took the car keys and hopped into his grandmother's Dodge Durango.
When I came through the back door, I looked on the counter, my keys were gone.
I took my grandma's car because I got mad at my mom, and then I saw and had my friend come in, and he smokes with cigarettes.
He started the vehicle and put it into gear.
That was it. I yanked the thing.
And off they went. Two 7-year-olds alone on the road. Letarian drove several.
A Democrat and Republican alone on the road, going to rob Bolivia, going to rob Venezuela, going to rob Syria, going to rob Iraq. Do you see the logic in this? At least this kid makes sense. He was upset at his mama, right? He said, I was upset, so I'm going to do some bad things.
Several miles through Lake Park in Palm Beach Gardens.
We got the one call that I told you about of a driver in the vehicle who looked too short to be able to see over the steering wheel.
Along the way, he ran over two male.
You see, a Democrat and Republican leadership look too de-evolved, too caveman-ish to run a world. Look, see, the Democrats and Republicans in the car with like an Unga Bunga cave thing. The caveman got the big thing that they hit women over the head and driving in the car. You ever see them driving in the drone or the tank? You need to pull them over. Pull them over. They're too de-evolved to run the planet, okay?
Boxes hit two parked cars in a Costco parking lot and struck two moving cars near Walmart.
You see, this not a side effect, right? This the side effect, they call it collateral damage. Like, oh, well, on our way to go rob people, we drop some buildings on children. It's okay, it's just collateral damage. Obama, the last president, what he dropped, 22 bombs a day. This one, they said dropping almost 100 missions a day. So I don't know how many bombs that dropped. Oh, it's just collateral damage. People die on the way when stealing resources and stealing cars. This is why I say, like, I get this kid. I don't know, what was his name? I forgot his name. Milton. I understand Milton. I get Milton, because sometimes you get upset and your emotions take over the best of you. When you're 7 years old, that's supposed to happen. Not when you're 72, okay? Not when you're 72.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
It's fun to do bad things, right? Because when you're 7, it's fun to do bad things. But when you're 72, 52, 47... it's not supposed to be fun to do bad things. You're supposed to grow the hell up. It's supposed to be stupid to do bad things. All right? It's fun to do bad things.
Drive into a car.
So did you know that you could perhaps kill somebody?
Yes, but I wanted to do hood rat stuff with my friend.
Yes, I see. Logic. I want to do hood rat stuff with my friend. I live in a country with Democrats and Republicans, and they rob, kill, steal, and murder. They got territories and borders. So my friends join the gang, they're hood life, and they got territories and borders, and they fight over resources. What's the difference? The only one difference, two differences. Y'all vote for it, and y'all got a choice, right? Milton, he had no choice. I'm on Milton. I'm on Team Milton. I'm on Team Milton all damn day. Okay, it's what Milton's supposed to do, not you.
Landed on Investment Lane and Consumer Drive. That's where Litarian hit the curb and sideswiped the sign. The SUV took most of the beating, snapping off one of his axles and wheels. A grandmother's rage.
I want to whip his behind. That's what I want to do right
and
now.
That's what
if
you're
I thought they wouldn't take me to jail, I'd whip his behind right now.
You supposed to. You don't worry about that jail. So you supposed to whoop that behind. And how you whip Democrats and Republicans behind? How you whip it? People are like, yo, what you mean? If you just don't vote, it's not gonna help anything. That's not the point. The point is they're being bad, and they like to do bad things for money and retirement. And they ain't sharing the bad thing booty with you. Okay? Whoop them. Whoop them. That's how you whoop them. How do you whoop? Because what does Milton not want? Okay? Think about Milton for a minute. What does Milton not want? Okay? It's the art of war. It's the art of raising children, art of war. Sao Tzu, whatever the guy's name is, who wrote the art of war, same damn thing. Look at what they want. What's the Democrats want? They want your votes. What Republicans want? They want your votes. What does the colonizing Columbus government want? The globalists. They want your vote. So guess what? How you whoop them? How you whoop them? I don't know if it's gonna help Milton if you whoop him. I don't know. He kind of big. He kind of big. He like me. After a while, I got too big. I was hoping my mama whooped me. Like, yeah, Daddy, don't whoop me. Let Mama whoop me. Because it didn't really hurt. It might not hurt Milton. Might not hurt. But the point is, he don't want to be whooped. That's why you whoop him. You ignore the child protection. You ignore these ignorant people in government. Spare the rod, spoil the child. All right. Every child is raised differently. Yes, I believe in spanking. You can be mad at that if you want to. I don't give two damns what you think. Kids who follow the rules of the house will follow the laws of the land. Now, I'm not saying follow 99% of the laws. 99% of the laws is crap here because we don't believe in the Constitution no more. They suspended that joker back when they created the United States Corporation. However, we do have one law. We have natural law. Do unto others as you want done to you, the golden rules, baby. Sovereignty, right? You don't want it done to somebody else. You don't want it done to you, don't do it to somebody else. Kids who understand that at a young age, they grow up to not do bad things. But kids who don't learn to follow the rules of the house will not follow that law in the land. Same damn thing with these Democrats, but you keep voting for it. You keep consenting to it. What you think they're gonna do with the bad things? You think they're gonna start just one day, they're just gonna, you know what? We gonna start doing bad things. No, they're not gonna start doing bad things. They get paid very well to do horrible things, and they're still doing it. All right. I think I'm done with that. Milton, got anything else to say to remind me of Democrats and Republicans?
You don't think he should be punished for all of this?
Just a little bit, no video games for a whole weekend.
No, a little bit, no video games for a whole weekend? No, that's what, you don't let him dictate his punishment. That's what the Democrats and Republicans, you don't let them dictate no punishments. Hell no.
And one unusual story for police.
Are you sorry? You understand that now your grandma's going to have to pay to have those cars fixed because you hit those cars.
Can my mom help her?
Well, mama can help. Mama can help pay for it. Grandma ain't got to pay the whole thing. You know, he ain't sorry. He ain't sorry because he like to do bad things. He told you that. You think the Democrats and Republicans sorry? They like to do it every administration. All right. Is that it? Milton, got anything else to say? Oh, nope, that's it. That's it. All right, I'm done. I'm done. He likes to do bad things. You vote for people who like to do bad things, they're going to keep doing the bad things. All right, that's it. People dying from homelessness. They're working on lithium, stealing from Bolivia. They're still colonizing. You cannot chastise Christopher Columbus if you are a Christopher Columbus. All right? You can't chastise him if you are benefiting from the things that he did, that the legacy people doing what he did, still damn doing it. All right, that's my 2 cents. All right, I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna do last comments. I'm gonna get running. If somebody is dumbing down your population, please stop trusting them. Nothing good is coming your way. Absolutely nothing good is in the works. They need dumb people for good reasons. No, that's not just, I said that wrong. Yeah, they do for their good reasons. They need dumb people for their good reasons, and you ain't in them. It's a big club and you ain't in it. All right, let me see. Nice officer. You know what, Patricia? Most officers are nice. Most officers are nice. That's just the real story. You know, if you live in a place where being nice as an officer doesn't pay off, then most officers are not nice. Okay? I live in an area where I made sure I live around nice officers. I had officer privilege. I had move privilege. I had a chance to move. I decided that I'm going to move in a place where the officers are nice. And I did that. And I got out of there. But I do the best that I can, and I speak up for people who live in places where the officers can't be nice. Get that? Right? Some officers can't be nice, right? If you're nice, they'll prey on you. It's like going to New York City. You can't be nice to people in New York City. You won't get anything done. The cab won't stop. People won't serve you. You won't get nothing. You won't get nothing. You got to be angry. So in certain places, the police got to go along with that gang mentality, because when you starve the population with artificial scarcity with Democrats and Republicans, the kids become aggressive and the police got to be aggressive. It's a horrible thing, but real talk. I ain't mad at the police. I'm mad at why the artificial scarcity being deployed by these Democrats and Republicans, spending billions of dollars overseas and not a damn thing for their own people, are creating the scarcity and the conflict and violence, and then the police become violent. That's what I'm saying. I always go with the root cause. I have no interest in arguing side effects. Just think about the root cause, fix the root cause, and all those other problems go away. I think most people are nice, Patricia. I think in general, most people are nice people. It's the situations and the circumstances that their kings and lords put them in. That's the problem. That's the problem. But it's a big, giant Energizer Bunny coming. If you look over the crowd, look over somebody's head, look into the future. What is the long-term effect of somebody dumbing down your society? What's the long-term side effect of giving these cabals everything they want, robbing people all over the planet for lithium and cobalt and coltan, believing their fake, false world? What's the long-term benefit to you and your kids? Nothing good. Nothing good. You don't have to be a conspiracy theory to see it. You just have to be able to have some foresight and common damn sense. All right? Violence brings violence, mental disorder. Yes, it does, Miss Tree, because they want people to be violent. That's the bottom line. Like, I think at a certain point, we stop making excuses for them. They want people to be violent. They want this. They want a conflict-based society. And real bad things are going to happen, because everybody else going to be just like Milton. They're going to like to do bad things. When you let people who like to do bad things run everything, and they create other people that like to do bad things, guess what? You're going to have a bad thing apocalypse. And I think we know better. I think we know much better. My parents didn't spank. Only one brother one brother actually needed it. Yeah, me, and that's how I kind of look at it. Like, not everybody needs spank. I'm not saying to spank your children. I'm not saying that to nobody. I'm saying every child is different. Every circumstance and environment is different. That's why we have these things y'all called parents. A parent is supposed to determine that situation. They love the child more than your government. They love the child more than your child protection, your foster care, any of this other nonsense that y'all want to take and replace them. Sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have bad parents every now and then like to do bad things. I'm not saying that you don't. However, those parents were created by their government and the circumstances that they were raised, because usually they were abused too. Root cause problem. But every child is different. There's no book for raising children, right? You want an entity in place that loves the child, that made the child, to decide what's best for the child, not you, right? So every parent's got to determine that. Sometimes it's taking away the Nintendo and iPad and Sega Genesis or whatever, and other kids like me, that's not gonna work. We don't care. We're not worried about that stuff. We're here. We are tuned into our patriarchal violent side. We need a father that takes out a belt. We need a grandmama that'll say, go get the switch off the tree. Otherwise, we ain't gonna follow the laws of the land. We need to know how the world works. We need to test. Kids are habitual testers. They're supposed to test the fences. They're like velociraptors in Jurassic Park. Test the fences, and every now and then you get a kid, no, you're not supposed to test that fence. You give them a little fire back, and that's the end of it. But you know what? The last thing I'll say on that is, if you see somebody spanking a kid at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. If once they get that big, like Milton, they don't feel nothing, and they don't feel a lot, and you got to actually hit them, and this is the problem. This is where I agree with child protection. I agree with your father when it comes to, I don't agree with them stealing children. I don't agree with that. I'll never agree with that. But you got a problem. You did something wrong. Because if you correct them when they're young, you don't have to spank them. I guess they call it beat. You don't have to do that when they're old. When they're young, little taps on the hand, little taps on the booty, that'll do it. But if you're not doing it right, if you're not consistent with it, then you're going to end up with a Milton. Right? If you're not consistently spanking your government, you're going to end up with Democrats and Republicans. You end up with impeachment. Why they like to both go do bad things? That's right. You listen to what Milton said. They like to go do bad things. And you all worried about impeachment. Like, no, bad thing still going to happen because they both like to go do bad things. They want to be the one in power doing the bad thing. That's the only thing they're fighting over. They want to be the one in there. They fighting over the driver's seat. One stole the car, the other on the other side. They just ride together. The one on the other side mad at that one, so he wants to impeach him so they can get in the driver's seat so they can continue doing bad things. Because that's what they do. They do bad things. Anyway, I had to get going. This is Gerard. Y'all have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday. Whatever today is. Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Something like that. Happy Thursday, y'all. Y'all enjoy it, and let's be honest, why we're going to Bolivia. We're going to Bolivia for the same reason the CIA said, the same reason the whistleblower said, the same reason John Perkins said, the same reason General Smedley Butler said. War is a racket. This is all colonization. We're going to rob, loot, and kill people because we do not have a constitution. We do not have a Bill of Rights. You have a United States corporation that spent $13 trillion robbing and killing people all over this planet, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. So when the bill collector calls me, when those central bankers that own America, the Pentagon, the federal government, when they call me, I'm gonna hang the phone. Either I'm not gonna answer, I'm gonna hang the phone. Who is this? Hello? This is the central bankers. Yeah, we bought your nation in 1913. We would like to collect on the debt. You got the wrong number. You need to call the Democrats and the Republicans who illegally signed the Federal Reserve Act. It was unconstitutional. You can't give up your powers of coining money to international colluding with international bankers. That was number one. Two, slavery was banned at the time, so the International Criminal Court should have come got you when you tried to link Americans to Social Security numbers to be slaves for this United States corporation. And three, I ain't got the money, so you ain't getting $13 trillion out of me. You can just go to hell. You need to call them. I'm not engaging in your society. I'm done with you killers and colonizers. Anyway, I gotta go. This is Gerard. Listen, y'all have a great day. Look out for the giant bunny because they working on that giant killer bunny in the distance. Always look down the future and see what's coming. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.